Hey everyone, my name is Anthony Cofrancesco from BrainyFlights.com, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Chase Sapphire Reserve. This is arguably one of the top credit cards on the market, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Now, before I jump into the video, I will say, if you're planning on applying for this card or any of the cards that we talk about on this channel, please, I encourage you, click the link down in the description below. We make a small kickback anytime someone actually uses these links to go and apply for cards. And that's what helps us to create helpful video content like this into the future. So let's dive right in with the basics. Now, the sign-up bonus on this card, back in the day, it used to be 100,000 points. Sadly, it is only 50,000 points, but this is still quite valuable. You here are earning something called Chase Ultimate Rewards points. The great thing about these points is that you can transfer very easily from Chase Ultimate Rewards to a bunch of different airlines, a bunch of different hotel partners, and that flexibility is what really gives you a great return on investment when you're actually using those points. Now, let's talk about the annual fee, because it's quite large, $450 a year. Gasp, right? How do you actually justify having an annual fee that's that high? Well, I'm going to talk about the perks in just a minute, but before I do, let's talk about what you're actually earning. How do you actually earn these points? Well, right off the bat, you get 50,000 points as a sign-up bonus, but beyond that, you're going to earn 3 points per dollar spent on travel and dining. Not bad. One important thing to keep in mind is that this isn't just for airlines, it isn't just for hotels. This is anything that your credit card is going to identify as a travel-related purchase. So, if you're in New York, you're riding the subway, right? That counts as a travel purchase. If you're going and booking Airbnbs, that counts as a travel purchase. If you're out somewhere in the French mountainside, right, you're staying in some chalet, and it's coded as travel, you're gonna earn 3 points per dollar spent. So it's very flexible. If you're someone who likes to spend a lot of money on travel, I know that I am. I spend most of my money on travel. 3 points per dollar spent of a very, very valuable Chase Ultimate Rewards points. Now, let's talk a little bit about the perks, right? We already said the annual fee of this card is $450. So you're getting a big, big travel credit on this card, $300, right? So right off the bat, you're taking your annual fee from $450 a year to $300 a year if you can just use that travel credit. Now, if you compare this to something like the American Express Platinum, they're only giving you a $200 travel credit. So this is already pretty valuable. Now, the other perk that I think is very lucrative is the fact that you get access to priority pass lounges. Now, I have an entire separate video that talks about lounges and why they're amazing, why they're great, but this is gonna give you access to more than 1,000 lounges all around the world. These are gonna have things like free drinks, free food, showers, all sorts of great things. Now, priority pass is even adding in different restaurants where just by showing your priority pass card, you get $28 to spend or up to $50 if you bring a guest in. Just go and buy food with that card. Obviously, this card is also going to include the normal either TSA or global entry reimbursement. You can do that once every 4 years, and that's going to save you about $100. Now, the other area where this card really shines through is in the fact of the travel and the purchase protection. Now, I'm gonna pop these up on the screen. They are quite long, they are quite complex, and I have other videos that really dive into each of these protections in depth. But the travel protections, the ones that I really wanna talk about are if your baggage is lost or delayed, you can be reimbursed for that. If your trip is interrupted, right? So if it's delayed beyond a certain number of hours, you can get compensation every single day to go buy yourself lodging and accommodation. That is some really valuable stuff. On top of just the travel protections, the purchase protections are much bigger than what you're gonna see on something like the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Not only is the amount of time slightly larger, but the amount of money in which you can make a claim for, $10,000 in this case, for purchase protection, that is huge. So this is a card that you can confidently use on a daily basis. Not only are you gonna make a really good points earning on it, but you're gonna have a lot of peace of mind that when you're traveling or you're buying different things, you're gonna have a lot of protections. So I think I jumped into it probably a little bit early, but who is this card actually good for? Well, I'm not gonna say this card is good for everyone, right? I don't think that everyone should be walking around with a card that has this high of an annual fee. But if you're someone who spends a lot of money every year on your credit cards, you're a little bit more of an experienced points and mile or a credit card enthusiast, this is gonna be probably the best option for you. On top of that, if you are on the road, if you're a road warrior, you're traveling all the time for work, you're spending a lot of money on travel, this is going to be a great card. Not only are Chase Ultimate Rewards points incredibly valuable, but because you're going to be able to earn 3 times points per dollar spent, you're really going to add up in terms of what you can accumulate. I really hope that you found that video to be helpful. And then if you're going to end up applying for this card or any of the other cards, just click the link down below. It really helps us out. If you want some really cool travel merchandise, check out rainyflights.com. We've got tanks, tees, and even really cool eye masks that you'll definitely love if you're a frequent flyer. And if you really want to learn a lot about travel hacking, we have an entire course that's called The Complete Guide to Travel Hacking. It's 4 hours long, and it'll teach you absolutely everything you need to know, available on udemy.com. So thanks so much. With that being said, have an awesome day.